What's going on, YouTube? Team G Sale back with another pickup video. It's been a really long time. It's not a really long time, but it's been a little while since I posted a video because I've just been back at work. I've been really busy, but I had an amazing pickup this week that I absolutely had to put into a video. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to quickly go through this as fast as I can. So stay tuned and let's check out what I found this week game hunting. Starting off with non-video game stuff. Looking at board games. I found a few this week. Really excited to find some of these because some of them I have been looking for forever and can't find them. So, first one, which I got at a garage sale, is Monopoly Deal. Now, Monopoly Deal is a card game, and I love these card games. I actually have a few of them. This one is sealed still. The woman didn't have a price. I asked her what she wanted. She said $1. Great deal overall. So, first thing to the collection. Was at another garage sale here in town. They're starting to wind down, but I'm still finding there are a few. There's actually a ton one this weekend I hope to go to. This was a Simpsons domino set, and it's actually at the $1 price tag, and then she left the Value Village price tag on it, which was really interesting because she got it for $3, sold it for $1. That was nice of her. And the tin is a little rough. It's got some rust and damage stuff going on here, but it's for $1. It was really cool, and it's got all the sort of characters from The Simpsons, Milhouse, Krusty, all the family. So it's awesome to add to the collection. I was at a garage sale in the city with my cousin, and we saw this game, which is Don't Wake Daddy, the travel edition. The price is right there. It was $2. All her board games were $2. I love these travel games. They are awesome. We've played them on our recent road trip. We played Guess Who and Trouble and Win, Lose, or Draw. So this is just another one we'll add to the collection. Really love these games.
Is he gonna wake up? Don't wake Daddy! Is he gonna wake up? Don't wake Daddy!
The game where you try to sneak into the kitchen without waking Daddy. Land on a noise, it could be back to bed for you.
Don't wake Daddy!
From Parker Brothers.
The last board game this week was one I've seen many times, and it's Battlestar Galactica. And once again, she had it for for $2. Now, I've seen this game a number of times. In fact, I actually saw it this week at Salvation Army for $8. So to find it for $2 complete was really awesome. So Battlestar Galactica. Not a lot of VHSs this week, but I did find one, and it's Night of the Creeps. And this is apparently an uncommon movie, because I searched it on eBay and there were a few listings for it, but they were selling for about $40 to $50. I couldn't even believe it. Once, as usual, I'll post all of my prices up here, so you should see them. So this one I'll probably end up selling or trading. I have zero interest in this. It's not a movie I've ever watched, but I always can't keep an eye out for horror stuff. You never know what it's worth. Was at a garage sale near my parents' house and saw this there. And this is the Five Nights at Freddy's bed set for $3. This one is actually sealed. It's never been opened. And I remember watching a video a while back about these going for quite a bit. So I bought it, and I looked on eBay, and actually surprised they are selling for quite a bit. My son had all these in the box and unfortunately lost all the pieces and probably threw the boxes away. I kind of wish I had kept them. So that was the first one. The same garage sale had this, the Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, and this one was opened. It was, I could tell because it was actually missing the piece here. So I think I talked them down to 4, and I went home and I opened it up, and cue the horn. It was unfortunately missing a lot of pieces. So I'm just going to give it to the kids, let them play with it. The same garage sale that had the Monopoly had a boxed set of the Chronicles of Narnia. Now, I love the Chronicles of Narnia. Not as much as I like Lord of the Rings, but these had some really cool box art on them. So I'm just grabbing a random one here, and this is the silver chair. There's the prince, who's the knight there in the background, and the children in the front. I love this series. if you're looking for a recommendation, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader is by far the best book in the series. A Horse and His Boy is very good. This Silver Chair is very good. Prince Caspian is horrible, the worst one by far. And I did not like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I know that's the one that gets all the attention, but wasn't one of my favorites. Another garage sale I was at had the same one with Battlestar Galactica, had these golden music books. You guys might remember these if you grew up in the 90s like I did, or 80s. You simply read the book, and you would push the button at certain parts here to make voices. The batteries are long dead. I haven't tested them. I hope they work. I actually had this Peter Pan one, so that was really cool to get back. But this was the one that actually caught my eye, and this is the Power Rangers Food Fight one. So I'm pretty, they're definitely cool to add to the collection. They were 50 cents each, so for that price, I just picked them up. Into video games now, I guess. The first thing I found on the floor of the flea market was a Game Boy card for Super Mario Land. It was covered in dust and neglected, thrown away. So I brought it home with me and put it in the collection. We'll start off with some common stuff. I found this at the same garage sale at the Five Nights at Freddy's. It's Junior Classic Books for the DS, $1, complete in the case. Not a game I ever intend on playing. It'll be sort of just sitting on my shelf with my DS collection, but I'm not sure there's a big demand for this game anyway, so I don't know if I'm holding it for anyone who really wants it. I was at a garage sale here in town, and right on the counter she had Final Fantasy IX for the PS1 at $5, the greatest hits version. And I said, are you open to offers? And she said, yeah, for sure. And she ended up also having PS2's Atari Anthology. Now, I opened the Atari Anthology up, and the disc was a little scratched. It's still playable, but I said, what's the best deal you can give me? She said, you know what, take both for $5. I was happy with that deal. So these will probably get traded, because if you've been following me, you know that I don't really collect PlayStation stuff. I'll trade it for other consoles that I actually do play. Speaking of PlayStation stuff, $3.99 at Value Village got me a copy of Final Fight Streetwise for the PS2, complete in case as well. So I will be definitely trading this. This game actually does hold some value, so again, one that I'll probably trade. Made a trade at the flea market with a good friend of mine, Rick. And I'm going to post a link to his Facebook page here. He runs Retro Bomb Collectibles. I've been dealing with Rick for probably 7 or 8 years now. He's at Thirsty's Flea Market. Great guy to deal with. I bring a lot of trade material to him. And I brought him this week a huge box of vintage Lego. Now, it was from my childhood. However, my kids have more than enough Lego. It was collecting dust in the other room. I brought it to him, and he ended up giving me some money for it. A fair offer, I think. And I used $5 of that trade credit to get Bard's Tale for the original Xbox. And it's complete in case. And then the rest of the money I kept for myself. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Yeah, I ended up using $10 for this Super Nintendo game. He had it at $10. I ended up getting Wings 2 Aces High on the Super Nintendo. Now, my cousin was also in there with me, and he made a trade for some pop vinyls, and he had $10 in trade credit left over. He said, do you want something? Because there's nothing else I need. So I ended up getting, for $10, the Star Trek Starfleet Academy for the Super Nintendo. So that was awesome to get. I went... went back to see Rick after that, brought in about 7 or 8 games, including the Star Wars Cups that I had showed you guys in a previous video, and we ended up making a trade. He gave me around $50 trade credit. I've estimated that I spent $20 on the items, so essentially these games were all $4 each, because he had them priced all at $10. So I ended up getting Ultraman for the Super Nintendo, Metal Combat for the Super Nintendo. Roadrunner Death Valley Race for the Super Nintendo. Nickelodeon's Real Monsters for the Super Nintendo. And lastly, Wild Snake. So once again, thank you, Rick. Always appreciate the trades. Check out the website. Great guy to deal with. My cousin Neil, who I was hanging out with last week, he came over for a game night on the weekend. I'll post some videos of the game night right here. We played Cell Damage. We played Star Wars Battlefront 2, Blinks and Blinks 2. It was an Xbox original kind of night. Now, he brought over this game that he apparently couldn't get working. So that game was Power Rangers Zeo Racers... Zeo Battle Racers. And I popped it in the SNES. It fired up the first try, and he said, you know what, I don't even need it. I don't have a Super Nintendo, just keep it. So thank you, Neil, again. Added that to the collection. Getting to the end here. Today I went to the pawn shop, and I've had an amazing relationship with the pawn shop near my work. Been going there for years. I know most of the workers. They always give me fair deals. I found a copy of Robin Hood, Defender of the Crown for the original Xbox. And he goes, what do you want to pay for it? And I said, I'm kind of humming and hawing about what to pay. And then I look in the back and I could see he's got stacks of NES games. And I said, are those NES games for sale or are they on pawn? He goes, no, they're for sale. I bought them today at $2 a piece. I'm asking $5 a piece. And in my head, I'm thinking, whoa, I might actually get a really amazing game here. So he brings the NES games out, and it was literally 40 common titles. I had all of them. Wrath of the Black Manta, Silent Service, common titles. But a bunch of them had manuals, and I said, hey, you know, would I be able to take the manuals and I'll give you some money? He goes, you know what, just take them. And I said, you know what, I'll give you $5 for the Xbox game and the manuals. He was happy. He goes, no one wants manuals anyway. I was probably just going to throw them out. So I ended up getting the manual for Twin Cobra. This will give you an idea of what kind of games are in there. Blades of Steel, which is an awesome hockey game. Owned it growing up. Tiger Heli, we owned this game growing up as well. Jackal, this was a game I rented and remember playing. Well, I actually like Jackal. Top Gun's not a fun game. It was a renter for me and I didn't like it. Rambo, I enjoyed Rambo. Cobra Triangle, never actually played this as a child, tried it as an adult. It's not a horrible game. And lastly, Ice Hockey. So, hey, free manuals. I'll take them, add them to the collection, why not? Found a Q*bert arcade. It was $7.99 at Value Village. I had a $2 off coupon, so essentially I got it for $5.99. I've been collecting these little mini arcades. I almost have them all now, so yeah, just another thing to add to the collection. Okay, getting into the big items here. I'm at a garage sale near my hometown here, and they have a boxed special edition Black Wii. This is a different one than you normally see. It's packed in with Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. So she doesn't have a price on it. I said, what are you looking to get out of it? She goes, you know, I'm looking to get about $30. And I open it up. It appears to be all in there. And I said, would you consider 20? And she goes, how about 25? We agreed on 25. I'm actually just buying this for the box because I don't have this box. I already have the Black Wii. I have the games. This was just for the box. So I'm actually going to be selling the Wii at the convention. It did end up working, which was great. And it came with some games that I already owned. It came packed in with Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. She also had games that I already owned, Deca Sports, Need for Speed Pro Street, and Mario Kart Wii. So really excited to get that box in the collection, and I'll probably end up selling the rest. So great deal. The next couple items are kind of big, so I'm going to be posting pictures here and not showing them. I was at a garage sale on the same street, and she had a big box of vintage Lego, and I thought, great, I'll just add that vintage Lego to the Lego I'm already selling. But mixed in with the Lego was the Esso Playmobil set, and I'm going to post a picture here. I had this as a kid. My brother and I played with it. We loved it so much. And she wanted $8 for the box. I said $5. She said, sure. I've already taken it out. My son has already played with it. It is awesome to have. So there you go. Last thing that I have to show you has a story behind it. So I got a message from a childhood friend of mine, and we were close friends as kids. We played a lot of Nintendo. I'm not going to mention his name. He may watch this, but thank you. You know who you are. This was amazing of you to give this to me. He messages me and he says, "Hey, do you collect Nintendo Powers?" And I said, "Yeah, some of them, but I already have some, but I'm looking more for the Super Nintendo N64 ones." He goes, "I got 2 boxes in my storage locker from my childhood. I want them gone. You know, do you want them?" So I said, "It depends. What are you looking to get for them?" He said, "Nothing. Just come pick them up. They're yours. I'm closing my locker out at the end of the month. I need them gone. You're doing me a favor." I tried to give him some money or a game. He said no. I went down there and met him, and he had 2 huge boxes. You're going to see pictures up here of the boxes before I rifled through them. And Neil and I went through all the boxes and started making stacks, and it was unbelievable what we found. So I'm going to post pictures one at a time for you to see, because it was mind-boggling. So the first picture you're going to see right here was complete issues from issue 17 to 70. There were, I think, a few missing ones in there, but they were almost all there, and every single one had the poster. If you collect Nintendo Powers, you know how awesome that is. Some had some roughly covers, but they were all there. They were all complete with the posters. And in the next picture here, he had doubles. He had like 10 to 15 doubles. So I'm going to end up trading these at the convention I'm going to, or even selling them for a few bucks to pass along the savings. In addition to that, there was so much more. It was unbelievable. Like, it was crazy. So actually, I just pulled out just a couple samples. So, I mean, they're in great shape, as you can just see from the cover. And they all have the posters in them. This poster is a Faceball. It's really not the best poster, but I mean, they're all in there. So that was awesome. He even had some really early Player's Guide ones. So that is so cool. I'm like extremely excited to have these in the collection. In addition to that, he had a big stack of wrestling magazines. I don't know much about wrestling magazines, but I know people like them, so I'll probably end up trading them. He also had a big stack of Mad magazines, comics, and etc., which was awesome. And in addition to that, he had another stack of EGM and other early computing magazines. These are kind of cool, and I'll probably end up keeping these in the collection. Now, he also had strategy guides, or sorry, player's guides for the Super Game Boy, the original Game Boy, and Donkey Kong Country. And finally, I'm just going to show you some random stuff he had in there. So there were large Star Wars comics. I really enjoy these. Very cool to have. This was a Super Mario Brothers coloring book. Super cool. I actually have a couple of these, but I don't have that one. He had sticker albums, including DuckTales, the California Raisins, and if you follow my channel, you know that I like California Raisins, the Real Ghostbusters, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and then he had some really cool Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle file folders. These were actually his from school because his name's on them, so I'm not going to open them. And there's the other one. So awesome. And, of course, everyone knows here I'm a huge Peanut fan, and I love Snoopy sticker album. So again, thank you so much. You know who you are. This is amazing. It's going to beef up my Nintendo Power collection, and it'll give me some trade stuff to get other things. There was nothing like amazingly valuable in there, but just a lot of really cool memories and stuff to see. So it was awesome. Once again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'm still looking to get to that 100 follower mark so I can finally do the first giveaway. So that would be great if you could hit subscribe, like the video. If you are on Instagram, please follow me below at Team G Sale. I'm always on Instagram posting pictures of pickups and things like that. So please follow me there. And once again, thank you so much. And I really appreciate everyone tuning in. Have a great night.